So what's your opinion on Gotham City Research? Who are they? Give me some.
Well, Gotham City is a bloke called Daniel Yu who lives in New York, and I think this is common knowledge. And I think he's done an extremely good job. He's written about, I mean, again, I think I said earlier about there are certain companies out there that would still be, you know, sailing along blithely had it not been for people like Gotham City. Gotham City wrote a report which I think was absolutely bang on the money, rightly questioning Quindell's accounts, practices, ethics, and good luck to him. If he's wrong, he's wrong. Now, I know that some people say he was sued and he lost. Gotham City was sued and for libel, and Quindell won the case. Gotham City could not be bothered to turn up in England and defend the case. They didn't defend it, perhaps they should have done. But in no way have they admitted any guilt or liability to what they've said. I think Quindell has been great fun over the last year and will continue to be good fun. There's an accountant's report into its financial health out there at the moment. There have been various rumours that an Australian law firm called Slater and Gordon are going to buy the whole company, or just the professional businesses side, or just some of the cases. The whole thing's right up in the air. But to return to Gotham City, I think Gotham City have done a good job. And the next company they did after that, Gowex, they were proved to be absolutely spot on. After the initial denials from the chief executive wandered into a police station and said everything that Gotham has said about me is correct, and handed himself in, and the company was suspended and went bust. And I think he's now, I don't know whether he's in prison, but he's now in serious trouble. And you know, without Gotham, he'd still be happily stealing money in Spain, as he was doing for the last 5 years. Yeah. So good. I mean, you could argue that Gotham are manipulative and self-seeking. Well, perhaps they are. I don't know about the short positions or who Daniel Yu is working for, or what money he's personally made on Quindell. But I found his report readable and credible, and good luck to him. If he's wrong, he's wrong. You know.
You only need to be right occasionally for it to be.
Well, no, you can.
So that validates what he does, doesn't it? Really? Yeah,
but I mean, you're always as good as your last report. You get one wrong, and people lose respect for you very, very rapidly. Now, you launch a major bear report on a company alleging all sorts of malfeasance, and you're wrong, then you're toast. Well, I don't think Gotham has been proved wrong at all.
One of the big downside stocks last year was Quindell. Did it fall, or was it pushed, or was it just one of those unfortunate market phenomena that come around now and again?
Well, I think the big fall was on from which it's never really recovered, was Gotham City's report, and that was the main driver, and then people beginning to take notice of it, and having a sort of look under the hood, as they say, and realising that there's really precious little to Quindell. The Financial Times have led a very good series called What is Quindell, of which Dan McCrum, who writes very well and pertinently on the subject, has written a series of articles. He's obviously fairly sort of mystified by Quindell. So I think it's scrutiny. Nobody really knew what Quindell did. Gotham pointed it out. Suddenly everyone started looking at it. And the share price has come down a lot. Although I'd have to say the share price, I know this to a fact because I'm short of them, has performed, I'm short of them from last year, but even so the share price has quadrupled this year. So I think just about quadruple. It's on its way back down again now. But I mean, it's actually, having been the worst performing share in 2014, it's probably the best performing share in 2015.
When it hurts a lot of private investors and even AIM as a whole, do you think situations like that can be avoided in future?
No, but the problem is that AIM is totally unregulated. It's a gravy train for people who are nomads, nominated advisors and brokers and directors of AIM companies. The last person anybody thinks about is the retail investor. It's caveat emptor. You know, all you've got to do is raise money for these projects to keep the directors in fees. The AIM companies pay their nomads fees, so the nomads have absolutely no incentive to regulate the company. And I'll give you an example. There's a fraud that I pointed out on AIM called Naibu, which was quite clearly fraudulent. Nobody cared it was a fraud until such time that they stopped paying the non-executive directors their salaries. At that point, the directors then kicked up a fuss and tried to get hold of the chief executive, who's now disappeared. Can you believe it? He's alleged actually now, according to Tom Winifred, he's allegedly languishing in a prison somewhere near Beijing. And the company would still be probably quoted if it's not that the directors don't get the non-executive English directors who are being paid 20, 30, 40, sometimes north of that grand a year to be protecting as non-executives the interests of the shareholders. It's not till they don't get their monthly paycheck that they kick up a fuss. Otherwise, the default position of all these people is to do absolutely nothing.